Hi, this is Brian French, and welcome to our webinar, Maximizing LinkedIn as a Marketing Tool. You can reach me at the Tampa Orlando Marketing Mastermind groups on both Meetup and LinkedIn. It's really important to look at the big picture when it comes to marketing. And to me, it's very, very important before you contact your best prospect or potential client online and through LinkedIn that you're prepared. And here's an excellent quote by Abraham Lincoln. If I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. And so today we're going to be sharpening the axe and talking about strategies and efficient ways to grow your business through the social media platform of LinkedIn. These are the 6 kind of modern marketing areas that we work in and talk to people and coach people in. Entrepreneurship, new media, which is things like YouTube videos, creating digital magazines. We also work with website design. We do a considerable amount of internet marketing, search engine optimization. We have business networking meetings in the Tampa Bay and Orlando area. And today what we're going to be talking about is social media and using LinkedIn. You know, having a lot of tools is certainly not enough. A lot of us collect, certain little tidbits in our business lives and never master how to use certain tools. So we don't want to be just a hoarder of crazy tools that we don't know how to use, and that would be, in fact, doing harm to ourselves. We want to learn how to be a craftsman. And how do you become a craftsman? How do you become somebody who's efficient? Well, you have to invest the time and create and develop the tools. And so you have to learn how to use tools. You have to have the energy and develop a method to educate yourself. So this is time consuming. It requires a lot of energy to accomplish your tasks. Creativity is an important part of becoming a craftsman in social media. So you want your ideas to be fresh and unique and not something that people can get elsewhere. Humility is important because not everything that you do will be successful. But within the online platform, you have the opportunity to test and to explore a variety of potential solutions before you come up with the exact solutions to a problem. So in most cases it's not expensive, but there is some trial and error, and not everybody in the social media world will get it or understand it. So it takes some personal courage and humility to execute on strategies. The last thing is that you want your marketing plan and skills to be a reflection of who you are in the most personal sense. You want to develop a learning resource in which you can grow all of these particular elements, your creativity and your education, and you need teachers, mentors, and the ability to contact fellow students. So we have many of these things within our groups within LinkedIn and our events that are held locally here in the Tampa Bay area is to really enhance all those elements that go into making yourself a craftsman when it comes to developing marketing tools. What we're going to be talking about is creating a custom marketing plan for yourself. And you can't build a building unless you have a plan and strategy and an outcome in mind. So there has to be revenues, there has to be a method and a result that you're very happy with. And we have to look at that result at the beginning part of the process, just as an architect would look at the final plans and then develop a strategy to get there. An important part of what really drives people to take action online is creating what I call an irresistible offer. An offer that when your prospect or potential client sees it, they see it as something that there's more risk involved of not accepting the offer than there is in accepting the offer. So it's an irresistible offer. And in the second part of our presentation, we're going to be showing you some of the irresistible offers that we've created to capture attention and to get the phone to ring, which is obviously the beginning part of the whole sales process. You want all the pathways leading to your irresistible offer, and that to be undeniable, and you want that offer to be something that is verifiable. So it can't just be a wild claim. It has to be something that's entirely authentic and verifiable. What's important to recognize is that if you look at the risk that people have in most businesses, it's not the risk of spending money. It's the risk of doing something and then stopping, hitting a roadblock, coming across an issue that you cannot, overcome. It's a hurdle. It's, maybe it's a learning issue, or maybe it's a design flaw. But you don't want to have these grand plans to build an extravagant hotel and then realize you have a lousy plan and foundation to start it. So, you can ask any parent. You don't want your kid to fail or to stop playing baseball after the third time they've been up at bat, and you certainly don't want the worst case scenario for a high school student is for them to become a dropout. So don't become a dropout when it comes to social media, and don't be lured by the attraction that this is somehow a free endeavor. When you invest your time in something, you're investing one of your most valuable assets. So LinkedIn, social media, Facebook, all these elements are not a free endeavor. They're actually quite expensive, but they hold that carrot as being, well, you don't have to cut a check. But if you're spending hours of time involved in these activities, you need to get a return on your investment. The easiest and fastest way, just like if you were going to build a home for yourself, is to go to a general contractor and make plans to solve your needs and create a solution. And we provide that as well. So we have a marketing plan and strategy on LinkedIn that is for a membership optimization. So this is a way to really optimize all the elements of your profile on LinkedIn, and also coming up with strategies of, how do you build your connections? How do you get, maybe 500, 1,000, a couple thousand connections within a relatively short period of time? So that's what we do in the $149 profile LinkedIn optimization campaign. And then we have a more sophisticated and comprehensive plan, which includes both the individual profile, but also a method to create and become a group owner within LinkedIn, which is an excellent way to get thousands of people within your network. So we have certain particular tasks that we guarantee you that we'll accomplish when we go through this process of creating a plan for you. So when we go through this presentation, if you like what you see and understand the general facts but don't know how to apply it specifically to your business, that's what these particular strategies do. Okay, here we are at LinkedIn, and this is actually the home page, and there are some few interesting items here that you just want to be aware of. One of which is how many people have looked at your profile over the last few days, how many times you've shown up in different search results, basically kind of giving you a sense of what's the buzz out there for what you're doing. Also, you can see the number of connections. This is one of my LinkedIn profiles, and it has 4,028 connections, and I have 21,000 people in my network here. So just kind of the big overview. You can see these are other posts of other people, and so when they post something via the tweet box, this message will show up there. And these are people I'm connected to. So it's important to recognize when you post the message within LinkedIn, other people who you're connected to see that message. So you obviously can have a story, some information, maybe an offer, and you can, within that offer, you can direct them to your home page or landing page that you find most compelling to tell that message. So if I wanted to, let's say, tweet a little message about our meeting, I would do it in this particular area, short message, attach a link, and that would, when I click this box here, it automatically goes to my Twitter feed as well. So that's a very easy method to share your information on LinkedIn, is this little message box that other people can view, and it reminds them of you. So staying top of mind is very important. Next, we're going to go into the profile section. So I'm going to go into my profile, and you can just kind of see my profile. And I'm just going to go over a few things here that are, I think, important tips. Now, your profile is kind of your home page or landing page when people want to look at you. So you want all the information here that can help people to find you, as well as maybe contact you. So one of the most important things that I do is I obviously have my name, and then I have what I do for a living, and then I provide my telephone number. So this has been very important thing to have, because actually this box does follow you. So let's say when you tweet a message and people look at the message, they will actually see your name and this 2 sentences of who you are. So I put my telephone number there, and I also offer a free consultation for attorneys, and you can see that I have my website there. So I get web traffic, I can get telephone calls, and I get appointments just from these 2 little lines of my bio. Obviously it has your geographical area and the industry that you work in. So you want these to be accurate. You can see that I also have my Twitter box information. So here's a recent tweet of our performance on search engine optimization and a link to that landing page. And so it's a compelling, this is one of my kind of irresistible offers, and you can kind of look at this message that we sent to people. So it takes people directly to my home page, and this shows our search engine optimization performance. And what this means is that of our current clients, we have 41 keywords in the first position of Google search, and we have, just in a summary sense, we have 89 keywords of our clients in the top 3 positions in Google. So on page 1 we have 171 keywords of our clients on the page 1 of Google, and then some discussion piece. So that's a quick and easy link to a page. Here is another page that actually gives the verified proof of what we just said. So it's the raw results of the keyword phrases that we rank for in Google search. And so this is provided by a third party called SEO Moz. So you can see with that link we created an offer. We also provided verifiable proof, and it takes people directly to our homepage, and if they wanted to avail themselves of our services, they can do that right there. They can actually buy our product and service from links associated with this. So it's an offer. Here's the proof, here's the information, and here's how to buy the product and service that we offer. So that's this top section here, and you can see it does. I did this 21 hours ago. You also want to put all of your current information and create a 100% completeness of your profile. You want to, every data field you want to have information that's useful for people. So here's my previous career background and what I've done previously, my education. Recommendations are an important part of proving what you say is true. Now, one of the great things about recommendations on LinkedIn is that they're entirely verifiable. So people could see the people who have recommended me, and then they can actually contact them if they want to. So it doesn't get much better than that. Where a lot of other types of recommendations, you don't know if they're made up or phantom, you can actually follow up with the people that have recommended somebody. So that, again, is good evidence and proof that people can use and verify that what you do is productive and helpful and, a good bargain for people. This is a general, this is connections. It goes up to 500 and then it just goes 500 plus. So here are the area where you're able to put your websites, and it has links for 3 particular landing pages. So I use all 3. And I don't just say my website, I use attorney web marketing. That actually is a keyword phrase. So you want to replace these areas so it just doesn't say my website. You want it to create a little mini offer. So probate attorney marketing, this will take people who are interested in that subject directly to a landing page designed for that area. Even my public profile, I created it with an intention of optimizing for search engines. So you can see this is actually a URL address here, and then you create this back part of the URL. So I wanted attorney internet marketing as my public profile. So if search engines find that link, they will actually read that phrase, attorney internet marketing, and that's a big part of our business. So in the summary section, you can see that it's one of my strong beliefs that you need to provide information real clearly and easy to read. So I create a lot of space in between each little bullet point item that I want to communicate. So I'm an owner of this website. They can copy and paste this directly to find out more about it. What you want to do when you make contact with people is be really concise and tell them, how do you help people? Well, we help attorneys worldwide grow their business big time on the internet. And here are some of the other practice areas that we work in. Just so you know, this is the profile that has been established for attorneys. I also have another profile on LinkedIn which is more of a general purpose. So we do marketing for attorneys, but we also do marketing for non-attorneys and for virtually every industry that you can think of. But this profile is actually optimized for one of my niche markets, which is the attorney marketing niche. So that's what this profile really concentrates on. So you can see I have really easy summary discussion points. I have HTML URLs here that people can copy and paste into the browser and go to certain subjects. So if you were an appraiser, you can go here. If you're a realtor, you can go here. And then kind of a summary of what I do. Again, I put my telephone number, so if they miss it up above, they see it here. A little bit about my experience and marketing, and where I've worked before. You can see people on the right hand side, people I've recommended. So one of the important things is to, when you have people that you've done business with and you like each other, and you want to promote them, because what goes around comes around. And when you recommend somebody, there's almost high probability that they're going to recommend you back. So make your recommendations great, and you're likely to get great recommendations back from people. Here are particular responsibilities that I currently have in my different business lines. So Florida website marketing is one of my businesses. Attorney web marketing. .net is another one of my businesses, and then my estate settlement and probate, and then I have 25 websites that support this business practice. So you can see with each one of your businesses you want to create a description of the business, and so people can read more about the business. So lots of links, lots of discussions. Here again is my little bit more of my career history. And so people who maybe I've worked with at Merrill Lynch before might find me here, or somebody at SunTrust, or whatever. So there's actually quite a few different data fields. So you can actually add your skills and experience. And this will actually show up in the search function of LinkedIn. So if people go up and search for a particular skill, they will use this data right here, skills and expertise, so you want to click on all of the particular boxes that pertain to your skills and expertise, and so people can find you. So you just don't want one or two, because then very few people would find you. Publications, here's an article that I wrote in the Tampa Tribune as an op-ed, here is a link, and a link to my radio show called The Marketing Freak Show. So you can see lots of links, lots of different messages, lots of freebies, lots of handouts, lots of interesting stuff about me, a little bit more about education. In here are recommendations, and recommendations are very, very important. Again, they create that verifiable type of performance that you want people to study, and you want your sales to go easy. So some of my recommendations I think are quite remarkable. I like this one from this attorney Jay Height. I was skeptical of hiring somebody to do my SEO work for me because I had been burned in the past. Brian not only brought my site to the top position in Google for one of my main keywords within a month, it stayed there for nearly 2 years already. These are really important things for people to know about you. That we'll now go to the group section, and what you'll see here are the different groups that I have joined. So it's important to realize that you can join 50 major groups in LinkedIn, and then you can create, if you own a group, you can create additional subgroups. So what you see here is 54 groups, so that includes some of my subgroups. And these are all groups that I have started that you see here. So the Attorney Internet Marketing group is a group I started. Elder Law, Elder Care, and Estate Planning group I started. Estate Appraiser Marketing I started. Certain groups here are kind of tied together. So you can see maybe the Elder Law, Estate Appraiser, the Estate Settlement, and here in this attorney group, and maybe the Global Estate Planning Council. They're kind of a type of prospect that I have. It may be an estate attorney, people that deal with estates. So it could be an appraiser, it could be a realtor, and here's a realtor probate group that I started as well. So there's 6 or 7 particular professional groups that I created that are related, that I can share a message, and also have information available and post that is specific to this particular niche. So, but let's go into a group like the Attorney Internet Marketing group. So this is a group of people who are attorneys and that want to learn about internet marketing. Now, isn't that a great way to find your target market, is to create a group that need your services. So I didn't make anybody join this group. They found the group on LinkedIn, most likely. I may have invited a bunch of people when I first started this group. But this group grows each and every day, and here are the messages. Now, what's interesting about this group is that this group has nothing but attorneys in it except one person, which is myself. So I'm the only non-attorney. So this is my, it's kind of like shooting fish in the barrel. Attorneys that are interested in marketing, here's the information that they get. And so it has a bunch of specific messages that I've created for them. So it has, attorney marketing consulting, calling all skeptics. Here is, some discussion articles on using LinkedIn, and, some evidence of getting attorneys on the first page of Google. And then another story of 10 particular ways to grow your business, grow your law practice online. So lots of offers. I got quite a few of them here. And here is a comment of one of my clients, and Brian French has been our SEO partner for almost 4 years, and he does a great job. So thanks, Don. Appreciate it. Good buddy. And I also do and recommend that you comment on some of your friends' online posts. So everybody, a good word goes a long way, and if you make people look good publicly, they'll make you look good publicly, and so get that reciprocal goodwill going with your contacts and connections and people that you've worked with. So you can see that we have plenty of posts here. To create a post, you just go up here and create a headline, and then you create the body of it, and then you create a link. And then you can also have this attached to a tweet. So I always, attach it to my Twitter account too, so people that follow me there will see this message as well. So that is this one particular group. Let's see, how many members we have in this group. So here are details. We have 1,540 people in this group, and you can see the growth rate of the group. And so it's grown from, practically zero back in 2009 to where we are today in 2012. You can look at the demographics. Obviously, these are, legal and people that have their industry as being a law practice. And you can also see the particular activity. So, things like how many discussions and all that kind of stuff. So that's just one of my 12 groups on LinkedIn. And as we discussed previously, we do have a special training and coaching session that we guide you through the process of creating LinkedIn groups within your niche market. One of the things that's important to recognize is that when you have people in your world, you want to, when people are new to a neighborhood, and hopefully they still have these. There's the old welcome wagon, where maybe some of the leaders in the community will go around and they'll give a fruit basket to a new arrival, and they'll have a little small chat, and that is a great example of what you want to do with people online. You want to be thoughtful to the people that you connect with and that are who are in your group. So, one of the examples of working with attorneys is I want to give them, the old welcome wagon fruit basket kind of thing. And maybe it's not a fruit basket, but maybe it's something similar. So let's say I deal with estate planning attorneys. So let's say if I want to give a goodie to an estate planning attorney who's joining this group, and you can see I have 57 people that have joined this group in the last few days. So I'll go here and I'll say, okay, let me look and find an attorney. Okay, here's Ryan Demon, and we're not connected yet because we're a third connection here. So one of the first things I want to do is connect with him. But maybe I want to give him a little perk, a little goodie basket to connect with me. So here I might write him a message. I might send him a message, and I might say something in this message. You know, hi Ryan, I'm the group leader of this group. I'd like to connect with you. I have a lot of unique skills and resources to help attorneys that are estate attorneys market their business online. And I might provide them a link to go to my website that's called, here's an example, estate planning attorneys.org. So if I wanted to earn a brownie point with Ryan, I send him a message, I invite him to connect, and I say, Ryan, you know, if you connect with me, I will give you a free directory listing on my website called Estate Planning Attorneys. And so, you know, here's what a listing looks like. You know, people can have a description of their business, they can have a link to their website, we can actually put their name, address, and telephone number there. So it creates a free marketing offer for them. So this is my you know, welcome basket giveaway. If I so elect, I give people a free web page listing to the Estate Planning Attorneys.org website. So a great domain name. This ranks on the top few pages of Google search. We also create these directories. So if you want to create a directory for within one of your niche businesses, we can help you do that. But we have 25 different websites that deal with particular niches. So if you're let's say if you're an international law firm and you join my group that is called, I'll go to my groups back here again, and I have the International Law Firm Marketing Group. Okay, so this is a good size group that grows, I don't know, 50, 100 attorneys a week or so. But you know, so what I have is this niche group that deals with international lawyers around the globe, and we give them tips, and similar tips to what we provide locally, right? But you know, we'll also give them a particular giveaway that's unique and special to their niche business. So if you go to the website internationallawfirms.com, for a period of time, this website I've been giving out, again, some free listings to it. So this one's kind of cool. It has this global map here where, you know, if you're a lawyer, you can kind of, you know, have a little pinpoint on the map, and you can see the details of the different law firm. And so again, this is another another website that we created specifically to help people, and you know, they can create a listing here, and in that listing can be information on their law firm, all their contact information, and eventually certainly I expect to charge money for these, but maybe it's after I get a couple hundred attorneys in and they you know, get hooked on it. So you want to build volume and activity. Activity breeds activity, and so that's just two examples of some of the giveaways, the goodie basket, welcome basket when people join my group. So I mean, that's again part of what we talked about earlier, which was creating an irresistible offer. So if you're an international lawyer, you're doing business around the globe, here's somebody that owns the group that invites you in, gives you some free information, free listing, And then I do other things, like I will do a free consultation. So I will give people a 1 hour free consult with me on the telephone. And when you really think about it, if you're talking to one of your best prospects or customers, aren't you usually going to qualify them as far, are they a good prospect for you? Do they have money to spend? And that's what kind of the hour is all about. I tell them all I know about internet marketing, and I see if they're a reliable prospect to kind of go after. So they're getting free information from me, and I'm qualifying them to see if they can be a good client. So historically, when I've created an offer to give a free 1 hour consultation about, I'll get, when I send this message out, I will get maybe 4 or 5 people calling. I'll usually get at least 2 people that will have a conference call with me, and then shortly after that we do business, and they pay me within a day or two. And of the 4 that contact me, maybe another person will set something up for a later date. So it's very efficient from my perspective, because all I am is sending out an email, I'm sending out a message, and people accept the offer of getting a free consultation. And here's another look at it. Free 1 hour consultation. We work with lawyers worldwide, and so it's here is a testimonial at the top of an international attorney that we've worked with. Here are some links that verify that we're successful in helping people, all my contact information. And so once a week I send out these messages, and I get plenty of calls. So you want to do that too within your niche market. And crafting the irresistible offer, it's a creative process. So that's something that we do with clients that hire us for that service that we do provide, that we showed you earlier. Again, here are my different groups. These top 12 groups here are groups that I owned, and then here are the other member groups that I have. And you can see a lot of these groups are in the financial industry, they're in the legal field, so that's my target market for this profile that I created within LinkedIn. And so if it deals with legal issues, if it deals with marketing, if it deals with estate planning, accounting, investments, real estate, elder law, here's my 50 groups that I've joined. So when I create a message that deals with marketing for my elder law group, I can also send that same message to the estate planning group that one of my friends owns. So and this is important too, is recognize that people like Aaron here, he's a good guy. You should always, your best buddy on LinkedIn should be the owner of the most significant group within your niche market. So you should be doing them favors. So I've done some favors for Aaron. Aaron's done some favors for me. And I can call him up anytime. If I wanted to post something and maybe send an email blast to all of his group members, I can sweeten the pie and give him something in return to make him happy. So you want to look at your groups as potential strategic partners. Not everybody is created equal. A group owner has way more opportunities to help you than the rank and file members within the group. So your sweetest offers should go to people that can provide you with a flow of business. And so all of your efforts should reflect that. So you really should sweeten the pie when dealing with group owners. Now, the phrase group owner is actually the phrase that LinkedIn uses. So I'm a group owner, and I didn't make it up, they made it up. So that's what they call me. And you can see by referring to yourself as a group owner, there's some authority involved. When people join your group or request to join, you can obviously approve them. You can refuse to let them in your group. You can decline and block them forever. You could add a note to yourself about this person, or you can send them a message. One of the things that I do when people first join my group is I give them a message here. Now, there are other settings within the group features that allow you to also send a message. So that is actually a template. And a template is basically a form letter. When people want to join your group, they will get this message. So when people want to join Attorney Internet Marketing, they will get this message from me. Okay? So it says, I want you to connect with me. Here's my email address. Okay? Now, the reason that you want people to connect with you as a primary function on LinkedIn is that you want the data of this person. So you want their contact information. And one of the most efficient things is their email address. So when they connect, you accumulate your connections of this person, and you have their email address. So you can see that's a requested join message, and here's another message. So both of these do have messages about how I help them, and invites them to connect with me. So I give them my email address. I tell them to add it into this add connection box. And again, I want to have as many people opt in to get information to me as possible. Now, the other reason that you want a lot of connections is that you want to own your data. You don't want just LinkedIn to be the primary benefactor of having relationships online. So let's say that if they changed their policy and took you off of LinkedIn, you want to have your connections that you can download and your information that you... Okay, so here are my connections. There's 4,028 people that have connected with me. And one of the cool features is the sorting function of LinkedIn. So there's tags which I can create specific little identifying marks and groups of people. So if I want just probate attorneys, here's a tag that I can put beside a person when I connect with them to send them into this little subgroup. So these are all tags that you can create. And then you can go to different, obviously you can search by name. You can, I use the industry function a lot. So I have, you can see in law practice area, 1,383 attorneys, and then the legal services, which is, lawyers are in these two sections. So there's, close to 1,800 or so attorneys that are in my groups that I can drop an email or information on. Now, so you can take this entire list of 4,000 names, and you can go down here to exports, and you can export all those to a CSV file. So that's kind of like the Outlook file. So you want to do that about once a month. So again, it's your backup of all your data and connections that you work so hard for. But when I send messages, many times I'll do it directly through LinkedIn. And so let's say that if I want to go to my law practice, so these will just be attorneys. And what LinkedIn will allow you to do is, so I want to send a message to Nick, and I want to send a message to Mary, and I want to send, you can actually highlight up to 50 people and send them a message. So again, this might be an offer. Maybe I want to give them a free review of their legal website. Maybe I want to give them a free directory link on estateplanningattorneys.org. Maybe there's some other attractive offer I want to give them. So I'll highlight their names here, and then I'll go over to send a message, and then I'll compose that message. So I'll create a subject, and I can put in here a link. So it'll be a link to a landing page to sign up for a free consultation. It could be I can take people to my performance track record. So you can imagine that there's no limit to the amount of offers and creative opportunities that you can develop within your particular niches. To do so, to edit your profile, you can go into any one of these functions, and then if you want to edit the photo, it's easy enough to edit the photo. Just choose another one. Things like photos. It's really, I think, important to have a good photo. Have it in business attire. You don't want to display what you do in a t-shirt. People have a tendency, when they're talking to you on the phone, they'll actually look at your picture as if they're talking to you. So, it builds trust, and they know who you are when they see you. So a lot of marketing is visual, and you just want to provide as many of those benefits that make people feel comfortable in doing business with you as possible. The inbox are messages that other people have sent me. So you can see here that I have 2 people that are inviting me to connect. And so here's lawyer Gerald Schneider and Amy Johnson, 2 attorneys. And I'm going to accept their invitation because they're in my niche area. And then I'm getting messages from other people. So here's a message from a person that I sent my offer letter. So this is actually the offer letter. When they join my group, I say, please feel free to connect with me. I say, here's copy and paste my email address, which is right here. And you go up to the Add Connections in the top right corner of LinkedIn and paste it in there. So this guy didn't do that. He just sent me his email address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take his email address, copy it, and then I'm going to invite him to connect. So if you have their email address, you can invite them to connect. You send the invitation, it goes to them. You can see it's confirmed that it was sent. And again, that will feed back into your connection box here. And it'll put it in their category that they're in. And so what we're doing here is, massive list building. And so, that's a big part of what we do is we create, a huge and growing list of people who are most likely to do business with us, and give them an irresistible offer, give them some nice perks, give them some free consultation. And then what happens is that these groups grow over a period of time. And so I'm going to look here. Here is actually the different groups that we own. And so we own the Attorney Internet Marketing Group. We own the Tampa Mastermind Group, and you can see we have over 7,000 members here. We got over 5,000 members here. You can also see the rate of growth. Some of these are growing faster than other groups. If a group's small, that may be okay, because maybe it's a niche group. Maybe it's dealing with estate appraisers, and there are just not that many of them. But you want to obviously tailor your message for the specific group that you're dealing with. We track how our groups grow. So you can see our groups have been growing. We now have over 24,000 people in our groups that we can drop an email on virtually at any particular time, or once a week. And then you can see the growth of it. So what's cool is that we didn't have to do a lot of work for our group to grow from 19,000 to 24,000. they all joined on LinkedIn, and then you can see the number of people that we've connected to grows systematically as well. And then the particular target market that we're trying to find, which are attorneys, grows over a period of time. So, it's a systematic growth that you want to embed into your marketing. And then we track things very closely. So we track each one of our groups, and we chart it, and we see which ones are growing the fastest. And if we want one to grow a little more, we create more benefits within that group. Also, when you create a group on LinkedIn, if you go to the group function and create a group, within this function, this is you have the ability to invite like 3,000 people into your group when you first start it. So there's some subtleties that are important to look at. One of my faster growing groups is the elder law, elder care, and estate planning group. So instead of creating one group of elder law professionals, I'm creating 3 particular categories of professionals who might want to join this group. And so that's part of the reason that this group has grown pretty fast. And it'll be shortly the largest group in its niche category of estate planning and elder law. So it's because I'm inviting other people like that do elder care. So you don't want to make it too narrow, because you might not get enough people in the group to get to that size that you want. And you want people to kind of feed off of each other. So you want elder care professionals talking to attorneys, and you want estate planners and financial planners talking to both of them, and so you want this kind of discussion and community going. So you see some of my messages and other people's messages. Here's a niche product that we created specifically for estate attorneys. So this is actually a brochure. So we create a digital brochure for estate attorneys. And here's a link to it. Here's the offer and the price, real concise and short message. And you can take the link and go directly to the offer, see the brochure, see the images, and buy. And so we've had people that just got this message and they hit the PayPal button and pay us. So, that's good, clean business. So you want to make it easy as possible for people to be successful. So, this brochure is also available in a digital format, so it's kind of cool. They can go and see the digital format that shows pages turning and all that kind of stuff. So that's again one of the offers that we create. You can see it's kind of like starting up little mini businesses. We have a lot of offers because we feel that people need a variety of products and services within their niche areas, and so we just want to fulfill that. And so we're just scratching the surface of all the different niches and benefits that we can help people with. When we create an offer, we try to provide it at the most modest price as possible. And so most people that do our work charge 3 to 4 times what we charge. So we at times give people a comparison. Here, go to this guy and get a brochure done, and it'll cost you $1,000, or go to work with us and we'll have it done in 3 days and it'll cost $299, let's say. So you want to give your best offers online. The manage section is when you're a group owner, you have the ability to approve or disapprove any of these other discussions. So, isn't that an important reason to be a group owner? Is you determine which one of these messages gets through. So if somebody's a special friend of yours, they have a better opportunity of getting a message through. If it looks like a spammy message that you don't think is in the best interest of the group, you delete it. Some of the features of being a group owner, and the most important features, is the ability to send out an announcement once a week. So here is once a week you can send a email blast to all the people in this group. So this is not just a discussion that you post. This will actually get sent out in the email to people who opt in to get emails. So another important reason to be a group owner is, in this case, I can send out an email blast to all of my members, and there are 3,964 members of this group. That's part of the manage function of LinkedIn, is the ability to send out an announcement. You can send out invitations to get people to join the group. Your group settings are things like the description of your group. You can only change your group maybe 5 times. Is and you can see here is the group information. So this is the description of the group, the summary of the group, our logos, and all that kind of stuff. You could change the group owner if you so elected. People could make you a group owner. So let's say that you came across a group that was good size, and this is actually how I've got some of my groups, like this international law firm group, was given to me by somebody that wasn't really doing much with it. So I asked them through an email on LinkedIn, have you gotten anything of being a group owner out of the deal? And for some people, they haven't gotten any benefit. So I volunteered to become the group owner, and I took over a group that currently has over 5,800 members in this group, and it grows really quickly. So you can see that being a group owner is very, very important, and part of the reason that you should consider having us come up with a tailored marketing plan for you becoming a group owner within your niche practice areas. So it's layered. It's a method to create value and to create enthusiasm for people to work with you. And even this webinar is a freebie for people who are in my group. And so you provide benefits to people, and they find ways to pay you and use your services. So what goes around comes around, and there's a great reciprocal relationship that people feel compelled to do business with you when you provide them something of important value. So that's some of the features of how we use LinkedIn. Again, you want to identify your niches and to join groups that are within those niches and have a strategy and plan and be prepared when you do meet your best client or prospect. What do you have to offer them that's unique and creative? And so that's what we do in our personal consulting sessions, is we develop that with you, so you do and can provide them with a irresistible offer to get the relationship going. On LinkedIn, we have brought in over 187 fee-paying accounts. Some of the accounts that we've brought in have produced over $50,000 a year in revenue. So both big and small clients we have found on LinkedIn. It continues to grow. The flow of new business grows each and every month that we in group owners. So it's a great method to create a pathway to do business in the digital world. You just need to be focused and have an organized strategy to achieve your goals. So if you'd like to work with us in the future for a private consulting session, we invite you to go to our website, floridawebsitemarketing.com. And you'll see on our website is a number of our products and services. Here is the LinkedIn optimization programs that we have. One is for the profile and best practices on LinkedIn, and then the level 2 is how to create powerful LinkedIn groups to grow your business over a period of time. So you can see with our groups, we have 24,000, but this is growing 1,000 members or so a month, so we'll have probably 30,000 people that we'll market to in the next 6 months or so. So that's very exciting from a standpoint of marketing. And you can see we invest wisely of our time on LinkedIn, and we provide quality services to people. But you can see our out-of-pocket cost of learning these techniques. There is no cost for us in joining LinkedIn and to doing all the activities that you've seen. So very, very powerful, very efficient as far as our time invested. And if you'd like to follow up with us, you can contact me at 813-944-3190 or drop me an email at brian@floridawebsitemarketing.com.